Hi, can you go through yourself?
Yes, sir. My name is Pankaj, and I have 4 years of experience in IT sector, and I have joined Nexus System Private Limited in 2019. Until now, I'm working with the same company, and that company has 200 servers, and most of the servers are prod servers. And if you ask me, the biggest database size, then it would be 1.5 TB, and the smallest database size is 20 GB. And we use ServiceNow ticketing tool for getting alerts whenever some incident occur. And when my shift started, I get handover summary pending task. We have to do when we have to do the task according to the priority.
Okay,
And if you ask me about my role and responsibilities, then I configure uh, SQL Server. I install SQL Server, managing SQL Server, and doing troubleshooting SQL Server, handling security related to instance level and DB level, granting permissions, and creating logins users and handling them. Along with that, I also configure log shipping and doing troubleshooting and upgrading SQL Server in place and side by side upgradation, and also configuring mirroring. This is
okay,
what.
okay. Uh, you said that you are having 4 plus, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Like you said, the maximum database is 1 TB plus, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you take the backup of 1 TB, what could be the like how much time it will take and how much the backup size could be?
I cannot tell you that the you are asking me about the time, how much time it
Yep,
would be take. So I cannot tell you the exact time, but yes, like it sometimes depends on the speed and the network. But I would say like 5 to 6 hours. Uh,
okay.
it take. Yes, sir.
Okay, so what could be that backup size?
Backup size. I mean, if we take the backup of 1.5 TB, then backup size will be like same.
Same.
Whatever the size of the database, it capture the same size.
Then what is the use of compression option in the backup parameter?
So when we use compression, then only it will decrease the size. Otherwise, it would be the
Yeah,
same
that's
size of
okay.
the database.
Now
Yes, sir.
you already taken that, right? Are you using
Yes, sir.
compression option or like without compression you taking the backup?
So it depends. Whenever client says like compression along with the backup strategy, or use compression, or we don't have much space in our drive, so we do according to the requirement. So we have taken backup with the compressions also and without compressions also.
Okay. So you are saying like very diplomatic way. Okay, so let's assume that you are in a DBA lead. Okay, now client is
Okay.
asking you either which he don't know about which one is the best way. Now you tell me you either you opt for the compression or you don't opt for compression. Now you have to take the lead.
Okay, if I will take the lead, I will always use the compression, because it is the best to use the resources, and it will also decrease the size of the backup file.
Okay, so what
So
is
I
your
will, yes.
okay? What is your
Yes.
backup retention policy? How long you
What
keep the backups?
so we have two kind of backup retention policy. You are asking me retention policy, no?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. So for some application, for some databases or application, we have 14 days,
Okay.
and like for full for full backup, we have taken for 14 days, and for some applications, we have retention. We have taken the full backup for uh, 3 weeks, and
Okay.
the log backup which we preserve for 3 days only, for
Okay.
72 hours.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So what are the backup parameters that are available in Microsoft SQL Server?
So like backup, the we use backup syntax. After that, we can use with. So there are plenty of options, like in it we can use uh, stat, which will show the progress of the backup. Then we can use compression. Along with that, we can use checksum, and we can also use like copy only,
Yeah.
and uh, yes, sir, like these options we can use.
Okay, I understood. So what are that optional parameters that can help us to decrease the downtime of taking the backup?
Decreasing the downtime.
I mean, taking the backup time.
Backup time we can reduce, like uh, with compression first. With compression we can reduce the backup time
Okay.
first. Second, we can schedule accordingly, like we can schedule the backups accordingly, which where the network speed is very high. At that this particular time, we can reduce the what we call the time of the backup.
Okay, so compression is the default option, and everybody knows that. Apart from compression, so is there any other options that are available?
uh, I don't know about, so like it must be, but I don't know.
So don't you consider split backup?
Yes, a split backup I know, but I have like theoretically I know to splitting the backup.
Okay.
Yes, we can, yes, with the help of split backup we can do this.
So when you split the backups, multiple threads will get assigned. So that's how you are making the backup time very fast. So that's how you are going to the reception. So what
All
are
right.
the buffer count, max transfer size? So
uh,
using these two also we can reduce the downtime.
all right,
Okay.
sorry. All right.
So how you are going to offload that backups?
Offload means restore these backups.
Like it's like I don't want to go through this CPU. Is there any other? I
Okay.
want to go through the GPU. Is there any options like that available?
uh don't know, sir. GPU
Okay,
I haven't.
so
Yes, sir.
that's recently came in the 2022. So we can
All right,
offload
sir.
that backups. Okay. Um,
Offload the backups, sir. Offload.
so
Okay.
what is the recovery model? What are the recovery models that are available?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we have mainly three recovery models: full recovery model, bulk recovery model, and simple recovery model. And
Okay.
there is one more recovery model which is pseudo simple recovery model, but this is not physically we can see, but this is a behavior of the SQL Server database. So what happens in full and bulk are both same recovery models. uh, in full recovery model is the base. uh, just
Yep.
full recovery model. Full recovery model is all the transactions are fully logged in full recovery model, and we can take all the three backups in it. uh, and in bulk recovery model, only normal transactions are fully logged, but bulk transactions are not fully logged.
Yeah.
We cannot take point in time recovery in bulk recovery model if we have insertions of uh, bulk transactions.
Okay.
And in simple recovery model, log got automatically truncated whenever checkpoint occurs. And one more recovery model which is not seen physically, but whenever we create the database, if it is in full recovery model but it behaves like simple pseudo recovery model, we have to take full backup to make sure that the database should behave like a full recovery model.
Okay.
Yes,
So
sir.
now client is asking that okay, so which recovery model is suitable? Like what are the parameters? I mean situations that you consider whether this recovery model is the best for your
Mhm.
requirement.
So we'll ask to the client that if the database is very important, then they should go with uh, full recovery model, because in this uh, we can take point in time recovery, and we can do any kind of backup in this.
Okay.
And if sometime what happens, customer wants to insert lots of bulk transactions like in crores. So uh, to improve the performance of the database and improve the performance, sometime client said to put my DB into bulk recovery model for some time. So we have done it, and in that scenario, if it like SQL Server counts it as a particular transaction,
Okay.
so it takes less time. But uh, if database is like a developer environment, so log transactions are not important in this, right? So we can put that particular database into simple recovery model. If
Oh,
if the transactions are not required, so we put in simple recovery model.
okay. So is your database log files are placed in the normal hard drive or is it configured with RAID?
Sorry, I did not understand your question.
I mean, your in which where your database files are hosted, either in normal hard disk or it is in SAN or it is configured with RAID, any RAID.
Not normal disks, like,
Okay,
but we place data file and log file in different drives
okay.
for
So
better
what is
performance.
RAID 0 and RAID 1?
Right, I don't know, sir.
Don't know.
No.
Okay. Like you are having two databases. One
Yes.
database is in online, one database is in offline.
Okay.
Okay. So and you are trying to drop these two databases. So what's the
Mm-hmm.
difference in between these two?
So one is offline and one is online,
Yeah,
and we want to drop this,
yeah,
both the databases.
yes.
So if the database is offline, I think we cannot drop this, but online database we can drop.
Okay, sure.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So after this, try once. Okay, you had a test instance, right, in your laptop?
All right. Yes, sir.
Yeah. So I mean, we can do that easily. Okay. So
Okay.
so both can be dropped, but
Okay.
if offline databases, if you drop, it will entry will get deleted in the instance. You cannot see the database, but the data files will be there in their location. For on
Physical
physical
file.
files will be there, okay.
Okay.
But that
Okay.
for online databases, everything will get removed. That's the difference.
Okay. 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 I haven't done like this.
Okay.
I don't know.
So yeah. So you have configured always on, right?
No, I have configured only log shipping,
Okay.
and just started with like mirroring.
Okay.
So replication and always on we have like in our environment, but I don't get opportunity to work on this.
Uh, okay, that's okay. In nowadays, you don't somebody might get opportunity. At least you have to configure that always on everything in your home lab, right? Is that done or like
Yes, sir.
yeah, have you done any POCs like that?
No, I have tried to configure on my home laptop, but not on real time scenario.
Okay. Why? Because in our organization we are using only always on and like replication only. We don't use log shipping and mirroring. You know, right?
Yes,
Mirroring got this. I mean,
deprecated. Yes,
deprecated.
sir.
So what is mean by
Yes.
deprecated in this term, in this context?
So Microsoft has in I think 2012 they have deprecated this feature, means they have announced that we can remove mirroring anytime,
Okay.
but still we are getting mirroring in later editions,
Okay.
but they can remove anytime.
They can remove and they are not going to enhance any kind of any features or any DMVs. Okay, that's the meaning of that.
Mhm. Yes, sir.
Okay. So what's the difference between mirroring and always on?
Mirroring and always on. So mirroring is like in mirroring we have principal, mirror and monitor, but always on is totally like we have servers and nodes in always on, and
Okay.
I don't have much idea about always
Yeah.
on,
So then
so
the
cannot.
next version. So okay. Let's do that. You have configured mirroring on one database and you want to configure always on that same database as well. Will you able to do that? Is it
uh,
possible?
yes sir, I think it is possible because mirroring is done to endpoints. uh, yes sir, we can do it.
Okay, sure.
Always. Yes sir.
See, in SQL Server, so what are the technology that we are using in mirroring in always on that those technology are same. So let's
Okay.
rephrase the question for you. Can we configure mirroring on the same database for double times?
No.
The see, you got the
Yes.
answer. Say I
Yes sir.
said that the next version of see my mirroring is because always on. So we
Yes sir.
cannot we cannot combine mirroring and always on. Okay.
Okay,
And
okay.
then but we can combine mirroring, log shipping or replication, so whatever it could be. Okay.
Yes sir.
So but
Yes
we
sir.
can
Yes sir.
combine not. Okay.
All right.
Like mostly nowadays like always on is the uh, next because of always on only Microsoft SQL Server is like in the market, commercial market, because
All
of that
right.
feature only.
It is
Okay.
very hot feature, sir. Yes sir. In all the
Yeah.
big organization they use it. Yes sir.
uh, Now, like you are having like 2012 and 2016 14 servers are there, and their mainstream support is also going to end. Now you need to convince your client like you need to upgrade, okay, to latest version which is called 19 or 22. Okay,
Okay.
so now how you are going to convince your client as well?
So I will try to convince with five major points, and it would be, so if you upgrade your instance or server with the latest one, you don't have to be reserve lots of space in it, because the latest versions are having lesser size.
Now the client will say, like Pankaj, we don't have worry about that. We have n number of hard drives. So coming to space wise, I don't agree with that.
Okay, so the second thing would be TDE is more sufficient in latest versions. Our data will be more secure, and whenever we run the select query, it will gives us a very quick result, and it will also uh, take less resources.
What is
So,
TDE?
so TDE is transparent data encryption.
So if you encrypt the data, how can it gives the fast result?
Uh,
It will take more time, right?
yes, sir.
Then, so you said that what I said, we are using from 2012 to 2016. TDE is there in 2012 only, right?
Yes, sir.
Then how
Uh,
come client will agree with your points?
okay. Don't know about like
Okay. So do you know how to what are the execution plans and how you are how we need to read that?
execution plans. Like I am not into execution plans. I think I really
Okay. So what are the operators that you see in that in your day, I mean your troubleshooting part,
operators.
operators?
Can you elaborate this? Like operators, like
See, when you execute any SQL query in the execution plan, like what internally SQL Server use some operators. Like for example, cluster index is one of the operator. Set is one
mhm.
of the operator like that. What are the operators that you have seen?
I am much done like the operators. I was into I am into like installing SQL Server, adding files, and doing SQL Server
That's okay.
security.
That's okay,
Yes, sir.
Pankaj. Okay. So we are trying to recruit like who want like who you want to you lead our engineers. Okay. So as
Yes, sir.
like with your experience, like that's okay in to run to survive in your organizations. But in the latest coming organizations, we are expecting more, right? So what are
Yes,
the
sir.
work that you are doing? The same work we are doing by 2 years of experience engineers only in our organization.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And what is like do you did you work on page compression by any chance?
Uh, Page compression, I know, in our team, the senior has done it, and I've seen that this page compression, and we also have database compression, and the file compression we also have.
File compression. I
I'm
have
not
not
sure, but
I have not seen any file compression something like that. I know like in SQL Server only two compressions are there. One is row compression, one is page compression. Where
yes,
all these
yes, bro.
comes under like file where
The database shrink and the file shrinking. So I thought that is same. Sorry.
no, that's totally different. Okay.
Yes,
Um,
yes, yes.
so now you we are planning. Client is asking you that like capacity planning for your SQL servers. So
Capacity planning.
you want to plan. I mean, you want to send a report. So what is for the next six
Mm-hmm.
months? So how you are going
Okay.
to do that?
Uh, to send the capacity report, right?
Capacity planning, yeah, for next 6 months.
For next 6 months. Uh, the reports which we have this the related to SQL Server, we have SQL Server error log and like extended events. So we can send reports through there, so they can check the performance of the SQL Server, and accordingly uh,
So
we
first
can do
let me
select.
tell me what is mean by capacity planning.
Capacity planning is like uh, in like 6 months we checked each and everything, the performance of a SQL Server,
No,
and
no, no,
if
not that thing. Okay. So, for
okay.
example, in the last, if you want to do the planning 6 months, okay. So, what is the data growth and log growth and everything? Okay, from last 6 months, for example, my database is having 100 GB. Okay,
Hmm.
from last 6 months, it has grown to 500 GB. Now the total database size is 500 GB. Sorry, 600 GB. Okay, so now what we have to, if we go for capacity plan, so from last 6 months the data which is 100 GB has now grown to 500 GB. Okay, total for 6 months the data capacity is 500 GB. Okay, now what
Yes.
we are going to do, we need to add extra 500 GB in advance for next 6 months. so that we can avoid
All
the
right.
total disk space issues for next 6 months. That is what the capacity planning in
Capacity
for
planning. Yes.
database administrators. Okay. So,
All right, sir.
how, where you are going to get that kind of information?
Uh, so we will get the information related to size in there is a syntax is like sp underscore help db or
Database
from there.
size will be there. Okay. So I
Yes,
want
sir.
to like when you if I cannot do that, right? If the database size is this much, so I cannot judge, or I cannot guarantee say that for next 6 months also the database size should be same. Okay, XP
Hmm.
underscore help DB some will give that space what is the current database size is. Okay. So where it can, how you can tell that this much data growth has been there from last 1 week?
Mm, not sure exactly.
So do you take the backups, right?
Yes.
In the backups, everything will be there, right? In the backup size, what could be the size and everything. Backup history will be recorded and everything
Yes.
that will be there, right?
MSGB
In
did
the MSDB tables will be there. So if you do this calculations, okay,
yes.
so then you will get to know all this information. That is the one thing. And
Okay.
whenever the data space events will grow, that right, all this information in the recorded in the default health extended events, you can, whenever the data
Extended.
growth events occurs, it will be it will be there in the, if you periodically configure to fetch this data from extended events in the respect some table, you can like you using that also you can design one report. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so we have various ways are there. Okay, these are the mostly generally people will go with the this thing only. Okay,
All right.
database backups only.
All right, sir.
So, okay, so
Okay.
now we have, whenever you start the SQL Server, by default one default health extended events will get running, right? So what are the events that are get recorded into that?
Whenever we start or restart the SQL Server,
No, whenever you start that, it will start it. Okay. So what are the events that get recorded in the default extended health events?
uh, so whenever we start the SQL Server, first of all, our system databases come online according to the sequence, and then
I'm not asking that who are which database will come out like that. See,
okay.
extended event will start. So if any event occur, that will get recorded into that. So I'm asking what kind of events that will get recorded into that.
Um, like startup parameters, like this database startup, like
The startup
uh,
parameters,
yes, sir.
everything will be get recorded in the error log only.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Error log will like okay. Okay. Have you ever how you install the SQL Server?
So we get the SQL media file on
Hmm.
our desk. Like client generally give this. So uh, then we open open particular file and start installing it. So first we have to check the uh, planning part, which tells us about the compatibility of the instance. So there are certain rules which should be okay. The setup administrator, then we have the that some rules are there which should be okay. Then after that we have maintenance on it depends, like we have two type of downloading. One is standalone and another one is cluster. So cluster is for always on related, nodes related. And if we are going towards standalone. So we have standalone, and when we go to the database part, so it asks us to choose the files, the path of the file, backup file, log file, and backup default file. And then it asks for minimum memory and max memory uh, for temp db, uh, and uh, uh, so generally we go with a GUI option. There are some other option as well for downloading SQL Server, like flip streams, and the silent, which has been done through CMD command. But I prefer to go with GUI.
Okay. So, like, what is configuration file in that? Have you ever
Yes, sir.
seen?
So we have summary.txt also, and we also have configuration file. So with the configuration file, we have some parameters in it. The installation parameters, it will be find in uh, uh, instance root directory, then bootstrap, then log, and then we have summary.txt, which tells us every each and everything related to a particular installation. And above that we have time and date folder. In that we will get configuration dot txt. So we can do installation through cmd with this file, the configuration file. So we don't need to do lots of buttons. We just need to use some commands and change some parameters in configuration file, and give the path in cmd, and just press ok. Then on back side of the system it will done.
What is like? Have you ever installed SQL Server with the DSC?
DAC.
DSC, desired state configuration.
No, sir, I haven't heard about even.
Okay. How how you are going to move the system files system? Okay. And what's the difference between the moving master files and other database files? What's the difference?
So database files moving, like this is downtime activity first of all.
Okay.
If we need to move the user db files, then it would be only we have to put, then it would be that particular database will be offline. But if we want to move system databases, then entire instance will be offline
Okay.
for some time. Yes, sir.
So
So
only that's the difference you observe.
this is the main difference. And the steps are different. Like you want me to tell the steps, what are the steps to
Now
move
you
the
tell
file?
me just what's the difference between the master, how you are going to move the master data files, and how you are going to move the temp DB files.
uh, so tempdb files, so tempdb file, like we have to only change the path of tempdb file, because whenever we switch like restart the instance, automatically it is old one is deleted and new one is created on the system. And if you ask me how to move the uh, master db file, then it is done through the system parameters. We have to change the d and l parameters.
Yeah, good, good,
Yes,
very
sir.
good. Yep, go ahead.
And like we have to like switch stop the instance for a while, change the parameters, and then we need to physically move the file,
Hmm.
because if instance is on, we cannot do anything with the physical files. So we have to stop the instance, move the uh, system parameter d or l file, then physically we have to do it, then we have to restart the instance.
Okay.
And
So
we have to also check, once instance is on, we have to check like with the query that it is finally changed or not. We have to check the performance and all those things.
Okay. So what's the difference between the primary key and the unique key?
uh, Primary key and unique key. So primary key is a it uh, so whenever we put primary key, so we use primary key actually in a replication transaction. When we configure transaction replication, we use a primary key. So this is one of the prerequisite to uh, do this.
No, no, I'm asking now. I'm not asking you what are the prerequisites for the
Okay.
replication. What's the
Okay.
difference between the primary key and the unique key?
So I know the primary key. Primary key is uh, like when we put primary key in the table, it actually um, I don't know much idea, so I'm not confident to
Okay.
on this. Yes.
Okay. So, yeah, for example, if you are going to create a table and you are going to
Yes.
use the primary key constraint. So if you use the primary key or unique key, anything, okay. If you use primary key, what index will get created? If you use unique key, what kind of index will it will get created?
So when we put primary key, the cluster index automatically created,
Okay.
and cluster index like physically sort the data.
What about unique key?
Uh, I think unique key, whenever we create unique key, non-cluster index is created.
Very good. Yeah,
Yes.
very good. I didn't. Yeah, yeah, you have said very well. Okay.
All right, sir.
Can like which recovery model is suitable for the replication?
Uh, for replication, full and bulk recovery models are suitable. I think we can use any recovery model in replication.
Okay.
This is the beauty of the replication, that we can use all three recovery
Okay.
models.
Okay. And so what are the major issues that you have seen in your DBA life from for 4.5 years of experience? Can you share any?
Yes, yes, yes. So the major differences are like ping related. The mainly ticket we get related to ping, that the servers are not ping each other or something like this.
Okay.
And the other ones are 9002 error, which is log file
That's
full
an all
error.
common errors. See,
Yes, sir.
sometimes it will be feel like okay, that is like out of your scope and it is looks like very difficult. That kind of
Okay.
issues have you ever encountered? These are like if you
Uh,
try in the if you type in Google, right? So it will give the n number of answers. So
yes, sir.
sometimes Google also will not helpful for you. I am asking that kind of situations if you encounter or not.
Uh, Majorly, like the day-to-day activity is this only. But if you ask me, the errors which is very difficult to solve is like related to always on, uh, like the automatic failover is not happening. Although I haven't done this, but I have heard this lots of time, that automatic failover is not happening, the connection is broken, so it takes lots of time to configure again.
Okay,
And sometime, like in transaction replication, uh, we we end up with like they are sometime they are synchronizing, but other second they are not synchronizing with each other.
okay,
So this is one of the very hectic to solve, to identify exact error.
okay,
And and to solve this. So it takes lots of time and lots of expertise to solve this kind of errors.
Okay.
Uh, yes, sir. So
So
mainly I am into log shipping. So uh, I troubleshoot mainly two errors, which one is related to backup, one for 421 and other one is 20. So mainly I configure these two errors and uh,
nowadays they are not at all considering as those as errors.
yes,
Okay,
yes,
so we have n number of solutions. Okay, for that. So
yes,
who are like who have been joined college freshers also troubleshooting on their own. Okay,
yes, okay,
so nowadays nobody are using very very rare scenarios they are using log shipping, but they are not at all considering mirroring as well. So those
okay.
core are like outdated. Okay, so
All right.
are you comfortable working with Azure? Why? Because
Ex
some of our
Yes, sir.
clients are like want to migrate their databases from on-premise to Azure. So we
Yes.
are searching for a person like who like having on-prem experience at the same time Azure experience as well.
So Azure is one of the hot topic and hot what we say tool in the market. So all the databases will be in the cloud. Automatically, it is always on scenario. So
Okay.
I am learning this technology because this is a very
That's
important
okay.
technology. Yes,
If we
yes, sir.
give that chance to you to handle, why? Because you have to lead. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So along with you, there are two other more persons are there with you. So you have to take the ownership and you have to migrate all these databases to Azure. Will you
All
able
right.
to do that? Or you require
Uh,
some assistance?
yes, sir. I required some assistance. Then I will definitely do it.
So what kind of assistance you require? You require some training or like you want how?
Yes, sir. I required some training because it is not a one night kind of thing. It is very responsible thing. So I need 1 month at least,
Yeah, okay.
and then I will definitely do it.
So after giving 1 month, so we are okay with 1 month. So after 1 month, okay, you have to take the ownership and you have
Sure.
to complete that project. Are you comfortable with that?
Yes, sir. I'm surely comfortable.
Okay. So do you, we have like total 24/7 support in our company, and like are you comfortable working with shifts, right? Sometimes it could be one week now total complete night shifts, and sometimes it could be total 2 weeks. Okay, not more
Yes.
than 2 weeks. Okay, sometimes it's rarely happens. Okay, so to be and precise, rarely happen. So are you comfortable working with shifts?
Yes, I'm comfortable. Even currently, I'm also working with different shifts in my current company.
Okay, so why you want to mainly switch your job actually?
Yes. So what happens in our organization? There are very limited exposure of the latest technology, and I
Okay.
have already worked here for around 4 years. So now I want to explore new technology and new opportunities. So that's why I want to switch my new job, like
Okay,
looking for new
so
jobs. Yes.
that's okay. Now you don't have any option in your current organization. So leave that current organization. So what else you have done from your end to enhance your skills?
So when I will go into different company where different technology they are using different technology, so it will encourage me also to to learn that particular technology and to become expert of that technology. So it will enhance my career as well as in which company I am into. I can also serve to that company as well by
So
learning new technologies.
in 4 plus of years experience, when you came to this idea that my current organization is not yet upgraded, so I want to switch to the job. When you came to that perception?
So like few for coming few years, like toward 1 to 3 years, I learned everything related to DBA.
Okay.
I'm not saying everything I have learned, but yes, I have learned DBA,
You learn to
and
manage. Okay. Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
and once I understood about SQL Server, so it encouraged me to learn like there is automation which we can do through PowerShell.
Okay. Very good.
So yes, so I know about PowerShell, but in our company they are not using PowerShell for automation. They are not using the Azure. So there are third party tool also available related to backups
Okay.
like Redgate or something. So they also not use that. So I want to use that, and I want to become expert. So only doing practice at home laptop we cannot become like expert.
Okay.
So that's why I want to go into which company has lots of exposure of new technology and such things.
Okay. So how much percent, how much hike you are expecting?
So I'm expecting around 30% hike, which I'm getting right now.
Okay. Okay, then, Pankaj, we will sort out all the details with other persons as well, and we will come back to you.
Sure, sir. Thank you.